I worked the night shift at this campground. It wasn't bad. I'd always bring in my PS2 and play a portion of the night. I would only have to deal with a few people. It was just me and this 8x8 wooden shack. It was my first few weeks, and one of the guys who were quitting told me about this payphone, not far from here. He said it rang every night at 4:17 a.m., just once though. It was probably an automated test call, he guessed. He never answered it himself. I went a few months with the job, and it was the middle of summer, mid-August, so I started leaving the windows open at night. Sure enough, at 4:17 every morning the phone would ring once. The ring even sounded creepy. One night I got up the nerve to answer it. There was no sound. I said hello a few times, and then hung up. I did this every night for a week, and got the same results. I didn't think anything of it, and left it alone for a few months. The first week of October I decided to answer it again. I set my alarm, and when the time came, I answered it again. I repeatedly said hello. This time it sounded like someone inhaling through clenched teeth. The raspy voice said my name, my full name, first, middle, and last. It was a voice I never heard. I hung up. I star 69 the number, and it had come from California, a place where I had grown up. Last night a friend invited me out to catch a late night show. After a few drinks I realized my phone wasn't in my pocket. I checked at the bar, the table, and the bathroom. After no luck of finding it, I used my friend's phone to call mine. After it rang twice, someone answered and gave a raspy giggle, and then hung up. They didn't answer again, so I counted it as a loss. When I went home, I found it on my nightstand. When I was a kid, I was always the last kid to get picked up by the bus. I was waiting a while when a bus showed up with no kids on it. The bus driver smiled and told me to hop on. I had a bad feeling and asked where the other kids were. He said, "We will go get them now. Just get on." He kept on getting more and more pushy and didn't get crazy though. I said no. He left, and a few minutes later my real bus showed up. I was about 15 minutes away from finishing the night shift when there was a massive crash in one of the windows at work. I got up and went to check it out. Someone threw a big rock through the window in the front of the building. This is weird because I was working in the industrial complex with no other business open. I went back to my desk and called security to let them know. I was getting ready to leave work, and I started to freak myself out more and more. I ran to my car, got in, and took off. I'm almost home when I started to calm down when I realized I didn't unlock my car when I got in. I do a check with my hands in the back seat to make sure no one was in it, but there was nothing there. I called a friend of mine who was out drinking, so I decided to join him. I jumped on my bike and started to ride over. It was a nice night. I was enjoying the moonlight when I heard someone riding behind me. I straightened up and stuck to one side of the road. He passes me really slowly. As he was right beside me, he shoots me a smile. I can describe it as a purely insane smile. He passed me, and that's when I realized he's riding my mom's bike. Needless to say, I sprinted home. When I got home, her bike was missing, and one of my car doors is open. The back door. I had no need to open it.